What's up everybody in Internet Land, David Adams here with an actually serious drifting video this time. Today we are taking a look at a new drifting car pack that just dropped from Team NoVibe. And what we're going to do is we're just going to jump right into talking about what I typically do when evaluating a new car pack, especially one that's a drifting car pack, as that's very near and dear to my tiny little heart. So taking a look at the vehicles inside the Team NoVibe car pack, it looks like a really decent mix of highly detailed vehicles. BMW, Toyota, Nissan, the staples are here. I'm really curious to see how well these cars are not only built, but how well they're programmed, and that's a big tell on some of these car packs. So one of the things I do when evaluating cars is pull them up on the Content tab within Content Manager and check to make sure that the power and torque numbers listed are actually what the car is putting down. It's actually very common for a vehicle to say, oh, I've got 500 horsepower, then you recalculate everything and it's actually making 355. Basically, if the modder gets that wrong, what else did they get wrong? But doing a quick spot check on all these vehicles, everything checks out. I think we're good to go. So let's jump into the cars. So now that we're finally in the simulator, you can see that these cars take full advantage of Pure and CSP. Gorgeous detailing, gorgeous coloring, amazing reflections from every single angle. There's just no flaws to speak of whatsoever when looking at these vehicles. And jumping inside, you can see the detail in here is just as exquisite, and thanks to awesome head tracking within Assetto Corsa, we're able to see every awesome detail this vehicle has to offer within this cockpit. The left and right turn signals seem to function as intended, and guess what? Hazard lights work as well. And it just occurred to me as I'm recording this voiceover that I didn't showcase the wipers and horn, but I can assure you they work and they function as they would in real life. And from within the cockpit, the engine sounds amazing. Yeah, just listen to that. And taking a look at the wheel, tire, and suspension modeling, you can see that the suspension components aren't visible from this view, but I'm not docking any points because look at the absolute crazy detail on these wheels, tires, and brakes. It's so easy for a modder to overlook these things, so when you see strict attention to detail like you do here with this rubber, you just know you're in for a good time. But enough talking, let's do some driving. And full confession time, I actually had to re-record this part because for some reason Assetto Corsa didn't save my actual replay file, but no worries, it's still very mediocre drifting, and it's only my second time driving this vehicle. So it is very much a case of first impressions while driving it, and immediately I can say this car invokes a lot of confidence. It's exceptionally predictable, responds very well to inputs, and without over-flattering the driver, it's capable of making even someone as oafish as myself behind the wheel look like a pro. So the eagle-eyed amongst you have probably already noticed that hiding behind my little Dadam's heart there is the input display for the pedals. I added that in to show how much or how little I have to work while maintaining these vehicles sideways. And as you can see, it's really not that much work at all. The footwork is what you would expect when drifting a vehicle in the mountains. See, most YouTubers would have edited that out, but no, I wanted to show that these cars are so awesome that even when you mess up, you're still having an absolute blast driving these things up a mountain. Yep, took a little too long to clutch kick there, but that's okay. Ah well. Alright, call me Dylan, because that was hot fire. Seriously, VDC, VDM, hit me up. I'm ready to join the virtual Drift Masters. Let's do this. I'm kidding, of course. I'm actually quite a bad driver. Did he just pick the front wheel off of the ground while drifting? I think he did. Yep, you know what? Nah, I'm gonna leave that in. Everyone deserves to see that. That was a monumental screw up. I tried to go for a wall tap, and, yeah, no, didn't work. As the Supra and I wrap up our drive here, I feel it's worth restating just how good these vehicles feel. Everything about them is exactly as you would want it to be when driving a vehicle in a simulator. These vehicles are so good, in fact, that they might just become my new favorite vehicles to drive in Assetto Corsa. Flat out, of all the race cars, of all the drifting cars, everything, these may be my new favorite toys. I can't say enough about them. Let's go ahead and hop over to the E46 and see how that goes. And straight away you can tell there's a huge difference between the car we just drove and this vehicle here, and that's exactly what you want with a good, well-tuned car pack. You can probably tell by looking at how I'm working the wheel, but the steering is much lighter in this vehicle. And as is the case with almost every BMW I've ever driven both in real life and in sim, this particular BMW has the all too familiar mid-corner understeer with a little bit of oversteer at corner exit. It's actually quite phenomenal how well this has been captured by the developers and by the modders. I cannot say enough about how well dialed in these vehicles are. But as you can tell by watching this footage, there are severe drawbacks to accurate modeling of real-life physics. When the vehicle behaves exactly as it does IRL, the outcome will be the exact same as if you were driving the vehicle IRL, and you can tell that my confidence with this BMW is just not where it needs to be. And being completely honest, I wish this BMW gave me more confidence, because the E46 is such a good vehicle all the way up to and even past the limit, but something about that mid-corner understeer has always given me hesitation, even in real life. So I guess it is pretty cool to see that the exact same hesitation exists in simulator. Oh yeah, bucket loads of left foot braking. Because for some weird reason, the E46 and and even the E36 and we carry way too much speed going into the corner, so I wind up having to scrub a lot of it off just to make it through safely. Yep, there goes that mid-corner understeer with the oversteer at corner exit. It's just so accurately done. Not only did they capture the good parts of driving an E46 M3, but they caught the bad parts as well, and that understeer really gets me every single time. Oh yeah, huge error there. You can tell that I'm starting to get the hang of it, but these cars and I never get along when it comes to drifting. Like that. And that's one of the reasons why I was so excited to drive this car in particular, because I knew if this car treated me well, then it was inaccurately modeled. When I'm actually struggling to drift an E46 in sim, that's how you know it has an accurate physics model. Yeah, you can definitely tell the difference between this and the Supra. I'm just playing it so safe, not taking any chances, none of those crazy entries, none of those big flicks. I wish I had the skill to be able to do that, and maybe with a few more hours of driving this E46, I could, but as it stands right now, I'm just gonna baby drift the entire course and understeer a lot because mid-corner understeer. Ooh, that's real bad. What this vehicle has inspired me to do is almost like a progress report. What I want to do is get a few more weeks of driving this vehicle, get a better understanding of the nuances that the E46 brings to the table, and check back in with you guys after I learn it. I mean, it can't get any worse than it is currently, can it? A clutch kick there would have really saved my life, but oh well. But that is the E46 done and dusted, and I tell you what, even with all of the mistakes I made, I still had an absolute blast, and I'd be lying if I said to you that that wasn't the most fun I've had in AC in a very, very long time. And I tell you what, to wrap up this video, I'm just gonna let In-Car Dave talk to you about how fun these vehicles are. Take it away, brother. Yes! These cars are awesome! These cars are really good! All I drove was two of them, the E46 and the Supra, and I can already tell that these are some of the best handling cars I've ever driven in Assetto Corsa. The only thing I have left to do now is to take them out and go grip driving with them, maybe do some racing, or maybe a few time trials and see if they can grip as well as they drift. But these things, these are poised. These are very good vehicles. Wow, these might be my new favorite cars for drifting, other than the one I built for myself. But these are really good. Good job, NoVibe. Good job. Wow. Wow.